What is good with y'all, man? So today we're going to be going over the best abilities to rock on offense in Madden 23. We're only going to be going over the best of the best. Basically, anything that I would consider an S tier ability. Nothing in the A tier or nothing like that. These are going to be the best of the best abilities. We're going to go over things from the offensive lines, the tight ends, receivers, running backs, quarterbacks, all that stuff. So enough of the talking. Let's get into it. First ability is going to be Identifier. It's pretty simple. It's in the name. You can basically, on offense, you can see who your opponent is using on defense. This is actually pretty major. If you run like RPOs or things where sometimes guys might try to get crafty and like, lurk those things. Like let's say you're running an RPO. It's a stretch to the right, but you could also throw it over to the left like a little bubble or something like that. And let's say he's trying to use the corner over there, but with Identifier you'd be able to see him on that corner. So it's just a good way to catch people lacking and things like that. A lot of guys get it for 1 AP. If a guy's trying to be crafty on defense, you could just basically catch him with it. This ability is Secure Protector. So Secure Protector is basically edge protector, but you could put it anywhere on your offensive line, and it's actually Secure Protector is even better than edge protector. So if you have a left tackle or right tackle that can get Secure Protector for 1 AP, I would recommend putting it on, and you can put it on anywhere on your line, left guard, right guard, center. It just, all it does is give them way better blocking. It's a very good ability. I don't think there's a lot of linemen that can get it for 1 AP, but if you can, and like I said, if your tackles get that for 1 AP, I would use that over edge protector. Next ability is Threat Detector. So Threat Detector, it's another ability I would also definitely, most of these abilities you want to try to get for 1 AP or things like that, because there's a lot of guys to get it for like 1 AP, right? But Threat Detector, basically you can see on 3rd and 4th down how many guys your opponent is blitzing. I feel like that is so important in this Madden because it's a very blitz-heavy Madden. And then when you get to those 3rd and 4th downs, you can see where he's blitzing, so it gives you an idea of where you can attack the field and things like that. You might think like, you don't really need this until you really use it, and I'll be honest, it's very good. Last offensive line abilities for the offensive line is Edge Protector. Edge Protector, you want to put this on your left tackles, your right tackles, your things like that. You want to get guys to get it for 1 AP, because if I'm not mistaken, there's not too many people to get Secure Protector for 1 AP. So on your tackles, you're going to want to put these edge protectors, because if guys got edge threats or double or nothings, they are going to kill you without that. So I'll definitely recommend this. Like I said, so for the left tackles or right tackles, do not put edge protector on your guards, your centers, and things like that. It's not going to do nothing. Next, we're going to be talking about some QB abilities. The first one is going to be Fearless. Basically, you cannot get under pressures in the pocket. Like literally, doesn't matter how many defenders are close to you, how many of them are close to sacking you. This will basically give you a perfect accuracy on every throw, no matter the pressure. So I would definitely recommend this. There's a lot of guys to get it for 1 AP, some guys to get it for 2 AP. Get yourself a guy that gets it for a nice discount. Next ability is going to be Pass Lead Elite. Now, this one's kind of like a half. Like you could use Pass Lead Elite or you could use Set Feet Elite. They're kind of the same ability. The only difference between the two is with Pass Lead Elite, you don't have to have your feet set. You could be anywhere on the field. It's going to work. With Set Feet Lead, your feet have to be like, set in order for it to work. So they kind of go half and half, because some quarterbacks get pass lead, some quarterbacks get set feet. It's fine. Just use one of the two. This will basically put velocity on the football. A lot of people don't notice still don't notice but Gunslinger does not put velocity on the football. Set Feet Lead or Pass Lead is what puts velocity on the football. All Gunslinger does this year is speeds up your release. You really don't need it. Last ability for the quarterback I want to talk about is Hot Route Master. Now, Hot Route Master is one of those things where some people use it and some people don't. If you do like Hot Route Master, and if you're a guy that wants to have extra hot routes, you're going to love this ability, because what it does is you can basically hot route anybody on the field. And when I say hot route, for example, let's say you got a guy in the slot, you don't got slot apprentice, you don't got hot route master, you're limited to what routes you could put them on. Let's say you got slot apprentice. Basically what that would do is, for a receiver in the slot, you'd be able to put them on a corner route, put them on a post route, put them on a crosser. That's what hot route master is. You can hot route every single person on the football field. Now, there's a bunch of people that get this discounted. This is one of them abilities, though. You got to want to hot route people. You know what I mean? If you're a guy that likes that, then this ability is going to be amazing for you, because you can basically make a play out of pretty much anything. But I know some people, they're not big on Hot Route Master. They like to just run what play they kind of, have. Now we're on to the wide receivers. The first ability we're going to talk about is Short and Elite. So if you guys have played past Mads before, you guys know Route Technician is the ability basically where they pretty much get crazy separation against man coverage. Their routes become just, they just give them more space. That's what Short End is this year. Yes, they still have Route Technician in the game this year, but Short and Elite pretty much works the same how route tech does. Everybody just it short in is route tech basically. So just try to get guys, a lot of guys that get it for 1 AP, just get it for that discount, and your guys, because the man coverage every game, they'll get a lot of separation to man. Next ability is Deep Out of Lead. Now, Deep Out of Lead is a very good ability. Now, I'm not one of the guys that really uses a whole lot. Basically, with this ability, how it works is if you throw streaks, it doesn't have to be streaks, anything basically downfield past like 25 or 30 yards, I'm not sure exactly where it lights up. Your guy is going to basically, his catch rating is going to go up 1,000,000. He's going to jump up for the ball, and he's just going to try to ag people. That's basically what it is. So if that sounds great to you, then maybe you might like this ability. Now, if you don't have a hot route master for your quarterback and you want to add extra hot routes on the field, there's basically 2 ways. One way is outside apprentice. Basically, the receiver has to be lined up on the outside of the numbers, and this ability will work. They just get their 4 extra hot routes on the outside. That's how it works. And the other one is slot apprentice. Basically, if you want to add extra hot routes for your slot receiver, whoever's lined up inside the numbers, this you will be able to just give them extra hot routes. So if you want extra hot routes, but you got a QB that doesn't get it, this would be your alternative. Same thing basically for the tight ends. All the abilities we kind of talked about the receivers, except for the wide receiver and the slot apprentice. For the tight end, you would want to use tight end apprentice. Now, he does have to be lined up on the line as a tight end. If your tight end still lined up like outside like a receiver, he's going to be treated as like a slot apprentice guy. So I do want that to be clear. And just one more ability I'll throw in there too is red zone threat. Red zone threat's not that bad. I used it earlier in the year. I don't know if it's still really good, but like when Carmichael back in October was around, like I was using it on him. I don't know how crazy it still is, but I remember it was crazy then. How it works is you get, I think at about the 20-yard line, they treat it as the red zone. Just throw it up to your guy with this ability, and he's pretty much going to snag it. That's how it used to work. I'm not sure if it still does, so I'll throw that in there too. Those are pretty much all the abilities you're really going to need. Now, obviously, there's some other really good abilities we didn't talk about. Like, for example, we didn't even talk about any running back abilities. There's really not, I would say, if you have any extra AP left, you kind of can put whatever you want on them, but your running back doesn't really need an ability. Now, I'm going to run first guy, so you probably see my AP looks a lot different than a lot of people's. I play a lot different than a lot of people, so I'm not going to recommend the things that I do. We didn't talk about Gunslinger. Gunslinger's not bad, but it's just something you don't need. The abilities we talked about in this video are kind of the top of the top of the top videos. Like, I'm not saying you need to use Identifier and Threat Detector and things like that, but those abilities are definitely top of the tier. So the things that we talked about, these are going to help you win football games. If you got any extra AP left and you already put all these abilities on, then go ahead, try some different abilities. But if there's any abilities that you have questions about, you can go ahead and comment them down below. I will answer questions about them. Just let me know. But until then, that's pretty much going to do it though, boys. Like, comment, subscribe, man, and your boy is out.